I have a question. Are you the type that knows every single prime minister in Malaysia?
To be honest, everyone should know every single prime minister in this country. Only have, there is no excuse not to know who your prime minister is.
Can I turn back time?
More people are going to actually get divorced legally. I think it's a good thing because, like,
But it was.
Okay, divorce itself is not a good thing.
In some cases, it's a good thing, right? Toxic.
Hey, I don't know.
What are you trying to say over here? Are you trying to tell audience?
Maybe turn back time.
This podcast is brought to you by SPMflix
and powered by BAC Education.
So, before we start that, we have two very special guests here with us. We have Mr. Nathan, who is our current law lecturer in BAC College. Since BAC is known for law, you probably have seen him. Welcome, Mr. Nathan.
Hello, hi. Yes, and we also have our second guest, who is Summer, who's also a student over here in BAC, and she just completed her foundation, and now she's going to do her law degree over here.
That means we'll get to see Summer in campus.
Yeah, or maybe soon you'll see her in court.
Maybe.
But what else?
A bit far. But yeah, welcome both of you. Thank you for being here.
Welcome.
Okay, so what exactly is today's episode about? It's about college life. I think Mr. Nathan has been in college and Summer is currently in
Are you
college.
assuming you never been to college?
No lah, we That's how he became a lecturer, right? So today we're going to talk about the world of college life in Malaysia, the culture, because I feel like it's different all over the world. Everyone probably have seen some movies, some dramas, and in Malaysia it's slightly different. We have the academic aspects, we have the social aspects, we want to know some tips as well how to survive college, and we want to hear your stories. So first up, maybe we can hear from whoever want to take it first. What was college life for you after SPM, and actually what made you choose law? Since you guys are both doing law, was and is, please do tell. Maybe anyone want to share first?
No, but if someone will go ahead.
Okay, let's go.
Alright,
The real college student, no. So not fake lah. The current college student.
okay, I've just finished foundation only. So maybe I don't have like the full experience, but I think I just had like the general experience, Yeah, so I did foundation in law for a year, and before that it was SPM, right? And like, okay, so after SPM, I actually didn't know what I want to do, so I was like just like chilling with my friends and my family for like 3 months after March, and then June came around, and then my results came out, and I was like, oh, wait, I don't know what I want to do. So
She's the batch, the result comes out in June lah. Our batch is all November, December SPM. March result, then January join. So it's so different hearing that. But yeah, please continue. Sorry.
So you guys will have like the January intakes and everything.
Yeah.
So that'll be more popular. But like for my batch, I think it was like more July intake was really popular. Yeah.
What made you choose law?
Okay. So
She's like, I'm prepared to answer this question. Okay.
I think I'm quite a spontaneous person. Actually, no, I was just very last minute at the time. But the story was, I had a family member that actually works in this field, and I was like watching them study, right? And they were like really stressed and everything. But I was like watching the like content and everything. I was like, yeah, it looks quite fun and quite stressful, but it looks still quite fun. So I was like, you know what, let's just go for it. And I saw like a lot of BAC ads where I live.
Like BAC.
Can I say that?
Hashtag.
Marketing strong.
But you know, not paid. Yeah. So I saw a lot of ads, and I saw like July intakes coming soon, and all my friends were already in college at the time because it was like mid of June, and I was like, oh my gosh, okay, I better go do this now. And luckily, like seriously, like the very week I went, it was like the last week for the early bird registration. Yeah, so I got
Right on time.
Yeah, I got right on time for like the promotion, and I also got a scholarship. So I was like, you know what?
Congratulations.
Maybe it's a sign. It's just the right choice. Yeah.
So how was it for you, Mr. Nathan? 25 years old.
Don't expose it. Be a bit generous.
Sorry lah. How long ago was it actually for you, and how was it?
I feel a bit
I feel a bit what do you call that? A bit weird to actually reveal or expose my
Okay. Do share what you can share.
Because always when my students ask me, "So how old are you?" This is a common response to them is that's for me to know and for you to find out. So I don't usually reveal my age. So yeah, but to be fair, I think it has been about 10 years ago since I think so I've been in BAC for a total of, next year would be my 10th year here for a consecutive period from my time as a student until my time as a staff. Yeah. So
What made you choose law and how was it? SPM coming or SPM, STPM?
For me specifically, because I was very interested in politics since I was a very young age. I think as far as I was 11 or 12 years old, I would read the newspapers just to keep in touch with whatever political issues that is going on in the country.
I have a question. Are you the type that knows every single prime minister in Malaysia?
To be honest, everyone should know every single prime minister in this country. We only have about 10.
So I still
Up until 2009, we've only had 6 prime ministers. So technically, it's
I tanya orang salah lah, but I think the law lecture this question.
exactly. So there is no excuse not to know who your prime minister is.
Can I turn back time? Okay, please continue.
But yeah, so I was very interested in politics since a very young age. And so when I went to secondary school, so, I mean the interest in politics grew, but up to the point I reached in Form 5, but because I slowly developed, and also at that very young age, I was also very interested in filmmaking. Yeah, so I was very interested in film productions because I think when I was 13. I saw a film and I thought, wow, how did they make this movie? And I was so interested in the process. So at the age of 13, I wrote my first screenplay.
Oh.
Yeah. So those two kind of
So you have politics and you have movies.
Yeah. So by the time I reached Form 5, I thought myself, okay, you know what? I'm sick and tired of sitting within the 4 walls of a classroom. Yeah, I'm going to go to university. I'm not going to study a course where I'm going to be sitting again in the 4 walls of a classroom. Little did I know, for the next 3 years of my life in university, I sat within the 4 walls of a class. So, but how that happened was also because, so after I was done with my Form 5 SPM, sorry, it's a bit of a long story.
Yeah.
So after I was done with my Form 5 SPM, I actually got roped into what they call the national service. So I was in Temerloh, Pahang for about 3 months or 2.5 rather. Yeah, 2.5 months of going through this national service training program, and right after that, I joined Form 6, and it was in Form 6 where my interest in politics actually started becoming more and more intense lah, because we had a subject called Pengajian which is a general paper. Yeah, no, it sounds interesting. So general paper is this paper where you learn about the administration of the country. You learn about how
I'm just gonna shake my head the whole time.
You learn about the administration of the country. You learn about the different departments within the government organization, or what they do, the different court systems. So that kind of made me feel more interested to take up law. And so after I got my STPM result and I was trying to find for university, I was thinking again, should I do mass communication at that point in time? Because like I said, I was interested in film and stuff. So quite a number of them was like, don't waste your time, bring sorry.
Says the person to two wrongs.
I don't know. No, I'm so sorry. But yeah, so some people were saying. So I thought, okay, no, let's just.
I hear the same thing.
So I thought of like, let's just drop by BAC, because BAC is, and at that point in time, because after SPM,
Plus wanted.
When I was after SPM, quite a lot of my classmates actually ended up going to BAC.
So
because they were doing their A levels, they were doing their foundation in arts. There was no foundation in law back then. So I was like, oh, like the whole crew is there, So and they have law, and since I'm interested in law as well, a lot of people are suggesting me to do law. So I was like, okay, what, let's just go and figure out this whole law thing.
Actually, usually people that speak well, like public speaking and all, they tend to go like, you go do law. Or they do comedy. They say you do comedy.
Yeah, I think that's a big mistake
Communication.
people encourage.
That's what they encouraged me. And then when I said that, because I was a straight student in SPM,
Oh.
and then when I said, I want to go.
Wow, okay, wow. Whoa.
Be humble.
Smart
Be
student lah,
humble.
smart
Be
student.
humble. No, because I still remember when I tell like like high school teachers
Yeah,
and all, right?
yeah.
Like so what are you doing after this? I think conference. What are you doing after this? Oh, I think I'm doing mass comm, critics comm. No student and nobody. Not everyone got tak cukup spending this one don't do. I was kind of offended. I was like, I like communication. What do you mean? So there is that
Yeah.
concept about even Mr. Naden also poke fun at us. But again, if you're good at public speaking, you either do law
Yeah.
or you do. Actually, what do you think about this summer? Like Mr. Naden likes pengajian like the constitutional about the government forming and all. What part of law do you like? If you still, even though you're in foundation, like do you have an idea of what part of law actually that
Yeah.
is interesting?
So I thought about it a bit, and I think like family law is like something I want to look into, especially now because I feel like the trend in society is that there are more cases where people like, can I say this? They will like divorce each other more easily. So there's like
Why is it offensive?
Is it a trend though?
it is a trend.
But it happens.
Yeah,
Just
so-
like how a relationship breaks up, somehow when you are tied by the law, you have to divorce.
yeah, so it's like more people are going to actually get divorced legally. I think it's a good thing because like
divorce.
okay, divorce itself is not a good thing. Divorce is not
In some cases, it's a good thing, right? Toxic or what? Hey, I don't know.
What are you trying to say over here? Are you trying to tell the audience?
Let me turn back time again.
This conversation is escalating.
Help me turn back time again. Okay, no, it's again, you like family law because divorce.
Yeah, you can also like help people like deal with their situation. And I think the kids are particularly because like I feel bad for them. So like I think it's a very good way to help them in this manner. And
Yeah, I think it's a good thing because people usually like criminal law. It's a popular subject.
it's interesting.
Yeah, or like contract or like I don't know, like constitutional and all. I think it's nice that we hear something different for once, right?
True. So yeah, so based on what you have said, how did you guys survive that whole college life, going through? I'm pretty sure you all have stories,
My God.
Yeah.
I would love
How
to
you all
hear it.
survive.
I think your stories are more interesting. So
Choose like maybe like what was the hardest thing that you went through?
Attending class.
Was that hard?
Yeah.
It's really hard.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so I
Yours was physical, like
mine was obviously physical classes, and because I was doing the University of London program, and I was as a 100% examination program. So technically, you got to keep attending classes to be. So again, talking from what I was, picking up from what I was saying up just now as well, because I had this two double interest thing. Coming to law school, actually, my first 3 months, I actually wanted to drop out.
first 3 months.
Yeah, I wanted to drop out. The first
Close
second.
your ears.
No, I wanted to drop out because I thought to myself, maybe this was the wrong choice.
Was it communication? It was communication.
Yes, it was. And I met this. There was a lecturer in BEC at that point in time called Miss Suraya. So I went up to her, and she was in the she was working in CIMB Bank, and she was working under the communications department. She was doing corporate social responsibility for 20 odd years. So I went up to her and said, "Hi, Miss. This is my situation. I want to do law, but at the same time, I'm interested in media and all that stuff." She said, "You know what? No offense again, lah." She said, "You can do." She said, "You can do this." She said, "You can do all this media stuff even after you've graduated law. You don't necessarily need to, have to go out study specifically for it." That's what she said, lah. Okay. So then so I thought I considered, and I thought to myself, oh, okay, yeah, that sounds logical. So that was my first hurdle, is to.
But you overcome.
But I overcame it, and I said, okay, but I'm going to stick with doing law. The second one was just attending classes, lah, basically.
So what motivated you to go to class? Was it a pretty girl in class?
Not motivated me to go to class.
lecturer?
I need to study.
Or was it
lah.
you need to get that attendance?
No, I was the class rep basically for 3 years. Yeah, so that was number one. thing, being responsible to be in class. And number 2 was because if I don't go, then I don't study lah.
So you're not the type to study at home, lah.
I can't.
Same.
So I can't study at home.
And yeah, I also used to have perfect attendance. Not because like
I don't think I made my point. I didn't have perfect attendance. That's why I said.
that's why you struggled.
I struggled to go.
Well, I'm trying to relate to Mr. Nathan by saying that I agree with you that where I have to go to class because by going to class, then I'm listening to them talking. That's how I get the point in. So then that's how I study. Because if I go home, I don't review the slides anymore. So it's the but I did have perfect. I didn't have a devil within me that's telling me not to go to class. What about you, Sam? How did you overcome your very first foundation year after high school?
Okay, so the thing with FIL is that there were a lot of like group work. So a lot of like working together, people that come from like different backgrounds and everything. And it was a bit of a challenge because like you meet so many different types of people and everyone has like their own dynamics and everything. So it was a bit hard to like acclimate at first because you just like you don't know enough about people. And there's like 200 people per batch and 80 people per class. So it's like 80 people for you to mingle around with. It's a bit overwhelming, especially at
And you're a shy person.
yeah, I'm a bit introverted. INFP, and
Oh, so I'm INTP.
To be honest, I have no idea what the hell that means. Like I see people put that on their
Okay, I'm not sure what people that are announcing it to everyone.
like on their social media bio.
It's like a personality test.
yeah.
I think I took it, but then I forgot what I was.
Was it like 70 plus 80 plus questions long?
Yeah.
That is a long.
What test you all took lah?
Hey, you don't know. So
It's
do you
some
don't know MBTI?
ENTJP, some
Yeah, but I don't remember it being 70.
Hey, it's
questions
long,
lah.
guys. It's long as it's very long. 70, 80 questions, and then by after answering all these questions, you get to know parts of your. Somehow they categorize you into 4 letters lah.
Yeah.
But you're introverted or extroverted, and then like
Thinking, feeling.
But what does it stand for? Like
MBTI? Yeah, I is okay.
introverted or
Or
extroverted.
MBTI stands for what?
no the
INTP.
yeah exactly yes.
So I are a type of
Personality.
So I is introvert, E is extrovert, N is what's N again?
Intuition or something. I'm like. Actually, I don't know. Now I
Okay, never mind. You comment down below.
someone search what is INTP. Please put it up here. What's the INTP?
But like some people take it very seriously because like you know in Korea, like they will literally ask you in a job interview like what your MBTI is.
Yeah,
And if you don't fit the description, you don't get the job, you know. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Like the way they do.
I don't know if you guys remember, like in high school, there's like this test you have to do to determine or like what
Yes.
career.
But those are very simple. This one is like a very, very in-depth thing. But again, they are saying that you should not allow it to kind of like restrict you.
Yeah,
Like, it doesn't mean you're. I know apparently a lot of people did MBTI test. And today I'm doing it, and then 2 years later I do it, I change as well. So your personality change based on your environment. There's the INTP test.
it's like Abraham Lincoln.
Actually, it's INTP, but the
Introverted, intuitive thinking.
yeah. So INTP is me. She's INF.
I think I am ENTJ.
Oh, you remember yours?
I think so. I saw some J at the back also.
J is
I don't know what
Yeah,
it is.
but you haven't come to judge me.
Yeah,
EN.
I think I'm EN, extroverted. That I know without doing the test now.
Oh, you're CO type. Yeah. This is an example. But yours, right, depending on your test, if you can see like the graph will be different depending on your how introverted you are, how extroverted you are and all.
It's like a spectrum, right? Then even
Yeah.
after you get this, you get like 2 types.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know how that one works.
Yeah, so this is fun. Like, please go try it, guys. Please go try it. I'm sure you've heard of MBTI by now. It is quite fun. It's time consuming, but it's fun. Yes. Actually, why are we talking about this? Oh yeah, you're a shy person. Because you're a shy person. Yeah. Actually, it's a good conversation starter. What's your MBTI? And I built it.
Yeah.
Nice.
You know, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. It's actually a really good way to know a person that you're interested in. So you know if because like, okay, for the MBTI test, right, you get your results. I'm not getting too off track.
No.
Okay.
I think actually she has done this before with
Yeah,
someone.
I yap a lot.
I see.
I'm a yapper. Anyways, so if you get your results, there's like different categories of things that they recommend you. So like one of the categories is like who's a suitable significant other for you. So they'll like give you examples of which personality types are suitable for your personality
Match
type.
to you.
Yeah. So it's kind of like personality Tinder. I don't know.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, like I experienced this. So let me ask you. So someone, there's a way for you to see whether you are a T or an F. Okay, whether you're feeling or you're thinking. So for example, the situation is if someone texts you and they say, "I'm so sad right now. I'm crying. I'm gonna go and buy bread." What would you respond to that?
Get over it.
Okay, get over it. But you acknowledge that he's sad. The person is saying sad, right?
Yeah, in a way.
Okay.
Okay, why are they going to buy bread?
Go buy red lah. No lah. I will actually ask like, oh, why are you feeling so sad?
So you're thinking
Yeah.
at least someone that is F means they're very empathetic. So when the moment you see your friend, not a stranger, of course, your friend say, "I'm so sad, like, I'm crying, this is terrible, I'm going through something and I'm gonna go buy bread." Oh my god, why are you so sad? What's going on? Why are you crying? But someone that's T will be like, "Oh my god, you're sad, but why are you going to buy bread?" Oh, what's the point of you buying bread? Like, just cry. So someone that's T tends to be very realistic. Someone that's F empathizes first.
Okay.
So that's like one quick way to know whether you're like here or here on the spectrum. That's something fun that I saw online. Yeah. Quite interesting. Huh?
There are a lot of people buying bread when they're sad before.
I think did that happen to you before?
No.
Should be a Gen Z thing.
Probably.
Or Gen Alpha thing.
Do you have like a weird classmate? Oh wait,
Oh, okay. Spill the tea. Spill the tea.
do you remember?
If I had a weird classmate,
She powering up her story, so then her power up her story.
everyone's weird in their own ways lah.
Oh,
I consider myself weird also. So
Oh,
yeah, probably a lot of weird classmates.
what do they do? That's weird.
What do they do that's weird?
Anytime you think I will get back to you. Okay, I will get back to Mr. Nana. Let him power up.
I gotta think like
Yeah,
it's been a while.
Because she immediately
Yeah,
remembers.
she is straight away.
Okay,
sometimes I talk about high school ones because they're a bit more funky.
okay, sure.
Okay, so in high school, I had this.
She's always like,
Sorry,
I had to like tap into my brain. I had this. What do you call a person that's next to you again?
oh, that's me.
Oh yeah,
Your
like
neighbor.
that's me. My neighbor. Yeah. So I had a classmate. Sorry,
That's me.
I had a deskmate, and for some reason, we were like sitting next to each other for every single class, and even because I live in the dorms when I was in high school. Yeah, so even in like self-study, we were sitting next to each other, not because we wanted to, but because like somehow our names are just like next to each other. So teachers like put us next to each other. And this guy,
Oh, it's a guy.
Oh, it's a
yeah,
guy.
it's a guy, but don't worry, there's nothing there.
I didn't have any high school romance because I wasn't there to all girls school. Sorry, please continue. Every time I hear I jealous, I want to say something.
That's a topic for later. It's very interesting.
I went to all boys school also, so that was cool.
Yeah, we have some.
I enjoy life at a co-ed school, you know.
People.
Okay, so this guy, I remember very vividly like one time during self-study, so we could bring our phones to school because we had online classes. He lay
jealous.
He lay on the floor.
He's laying on the floor.
He just lay.
Escalating.
He's laying on the floor.
He
Okay.
just lay on the floor, and he started playing like Mobile Legends on the floor. And the teacher like walked by. She looked at him. She was like, "What are you playing?" He's like, "Teacher, I'm playing Mobile Legends." She's like, "Okay." She just walks away, and he continues playing for the entire self study. The end. Yeah, that's it. That's just how he is.
I think your story is weird. Yeah. Your storytelling also quite weird.
No way, I'm gonna give
Yeah,
it
I'm
some
gonna be
big
longer. No, I'm like,
I'm still waiting for the punch.
I was like, oh, okay, finish. It's okay. There will be more classmates later. I'll ask you about. Have you thought of anything? Finally, any friend that come to mind? Finally,
I have a lot lah. I mean, for example, like people who unnecessarily ask questions which includes myself, I asked very stupid questions. And there was once,
like shooting himself.
there was once where I asked a question and then my lecturer said, us like, guys, there are some people in this class, if they ever become lawyers, I'm leaving the country. And it was after I asked the question.
So we know which person the teacher is talking about.
So I mean, so there's a lot of, but then again, everyone is weird in their own ways, lah. So I can't really recall a specific weird classmate who did something.
I think the conclusion is he's the weird class. Yes, we have a conclusion.
But the class can't survive without me because I'm the class rep and everything.
And he still forces himself to go to class.
But you're not in class, right?
Okay. I think it's unfair lah to Mr. Radha because we're asking about his classmate, right?
Okay.
He's a lecturer now. What's a weird student?
Can say all this. Censor. How to filter.
You don't mention their name lah. Don't mention
Okay,
their...
the one got a lot. I got quite a few.
The one that comes out the top of your head is the one you want to talk about.
There's like one legit one. But feel weird lah, cause she's also a student here. But okay, I don't think the student is no longer in BAC, so I think it's fine.
That's it.
So this is there was a student, this girl basically was during A levels. Yeah, so and A levels classes are very small in number. I think I have less than 10 students, and so I gave them a homework, and they wrote their homework on a piece of paper, and they had to submit it to me. And all of a sudden, when everyone submitted their paper, I felt there was this very strong, fragrant smell.
Okay.
And I was like, I didn't wear any perfume today, and I was smelling myself. It's like, I didn't...
But it was like suddenly, not throughout the class.
Yeah, it was suddenly.
Okay. That's
So, because I
let out pheromones.
Yeah.
No!
Because I brought the papers back to my table, and I was like, why do I suddenly have this very fragrant smell around me? Like I know that this is a very girl perfume because I've like this is the common perfume like a lot of girls wear lah.
But it's sweet smell.
Yeah, and I do recall wearing this. In fact, I don't like to wear this sort of perfume also. It's like, okay, something's not right. Then the next time I gave a class homework, then I felt the same thing. So this time I took the paper, I started sniffing the paper.
So I tried to picture it.
No, and that's exactly what I did. And after having...
We gave you a paper to sniff so that I have a image of it.
After having sniffed the paper, the entire paper was perfume.
Sweet.
Was sweet. And then it was this particular A levels girl who is the one who was the one who did it lah. And I know this for a fact is because she wears the same perfume when she walks into class. And then she has this very weird way of calling me, and with this very high pitched voice.
Mr. Nathan.
So and then and she asks this very she's I think I don't want to go further lah, but like this very weird student, because she's very dark in the sense like very morbid. Yeah.
She's like very like...
Yeah. There was once this case, remember, of this lady who accident these 7 kids who drove this bicycle down. So I was asking the class, did you guys agree with the court? Okay, that the court said that she should be free. She should not be sentenced.
Sam Kurting.
Yeah, because your first name. and everybody said no, she should not be charged in court, and she should be it's not her fault. This girl said yes, she should be charged.
Oh,
I was like, why? Because she's prettier than me.
Bro.
Mine, I'm confused.
Yeah. And then she texts me and tells me, argues with me on why she wants to study law, and because she wants to take revenge on her secondary. No. Yeah, most fun. No, she texts me about this. And she tells, I'm studying law because I want to take revenge. secondary school classmates and stuff like that want to have their hands chopped off. And so
Okay, this is so dark. I think to touch on that, right? So you guys have weird classmates, high school mates, you have weird students. So how do you survive this? Like, how do you overcome do you ignore them? Do you just do what's important to you, focus on studies? Like, what do you do when this happens?
Yeah.
Wait, so what happened to the girl?
Yeah, she wants to
like, you know, it's
Did she actually become a lawyer?
no, she's not around anymore in this college, so I don't think so.
I'm concerned.
not around anymore. Don't be nonsense.
Okay.
So you have several weird classmates, right? What would you do with that?
Okay, let's look at my deskmate. Okay, so my deskmate, that was not the only thing that he would do. Other than lying on the ground playing games, he would, during online lessons, he would suddenly, like, bark into the mic, so everyone in our class could, like, hear him. And he would just, like, pretend nothing happened, he would just leave. And for me, I had to, like, get used to this for an entire year. So I was just, like,
Luckily in foundation, no problem like this,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
No one
no
was
one-
barking
no one-
everywhere, right?
thank God no one's
Easy. Hopefully not.
not to my knowledge.
What do you do when you have students like this?
Just try to control that, basically. Yeah.
Can understand. So like right, nowadays, recently SPM came and left, finished, everyone's waiting, everyone got their results. And I remember the ministry said that the number of SPM students has decreased by several percent, right? Like it's kind of like a big thing now. Even Mr. Rajan in our BC Education Founder also saying how it's an ongoing thing. Like why is no one thinking education is important? So what do you think about people that think SPM is not important? Like some people don't even attend SPM and they just like tidak hadir. And they just go and become Grab drivers, and they think that
no,
influencers.
influencer.
Oh, yeah, like because Grab was a big thing during MCO, and they saw that this is what everyone needed, and it's a very fast and easy way to make money.
That's quite lucrative.
It's lucrative, yeah, and also how that being influencer, it looks like it's just step 1, and then suddenly you influencer. There's no step 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Step 1 is just put yourself online and you're an influencer. Of course, it comes with luck and some effort, but what do you think about this, and what advice do you have to people that does not want to study? Since you guys are we all here students that have studied, so what shall we advise them?
So the first thing here is education is important, regardless of whether you want to pursue it further or not. That's fine, but basic education requirement is important. So, and as far as Malaysia is concerned, I think SPM is the basic requirement that you ought to have in the event if you're going into the working world. So with the amount of students who are now coming out and saying that, with the amount of students that are coming out and saying that, I don't think I want to do SPM, or because SPM is not very relevant, or SPM is, no longer sustainable, or whatever the reason they're saying SPM is about. I think it's, their concerns may be valid, but with that being said, it is still a must to complete it, because of the fact that it acts as a safeguard for you in the future. Because let's say you skip SPM and you end up becoming influencer, great lah, you earn like 1 million through your TikTok or whatever, Instagram, okay, fine. Let's just say, I mean, in the event right? In the event, say for example, 3-4 years down the road, if that model is no longer sustainable, you got to find a new approach. Right, so then again, it's going to be very difficult for you to move further. So again, that SPM is going to be a safeguard, regardless of whatever it is. Yeah, it's important.
Cool.
Okay, so I just want to ask a few questions, some interesting general knowledge questions, right?
Yeah, thank you for your college life questions.
Thank you. So, if you could have dinner with any of the 3 people,
in the world.
Yeah, in the world.
Anyone.
Dead or alive,
Oh.
even if they are, they passed already or they're still alive, who would it be?
Pretty sentient people.
Sure.
Okay, Jesus sounds pretty cool.
Whoa. Had Last Supper with Jesus,
Yeah, and his like 12 disciples.
Oh wow. And so you want them to have a dinner like at the table.
Like if you look at the paintings and everything, it looks like quite a feast. So like
That's something they call the last feast. Is it the last supper? The last supper.
Yeah.
Sorry. So you want to have dinner with Jesus?
Yeah, Jesus is pretty cool. Maybe Michelle Obama. It's kind of random, I know. Last person.
Must be 3.
Can choose one or two.
I think these 2 people. They sound pretty cool.
Cool.
Mr. Nandin, how about you?
Dead or alive? I think I'll choose alive. I have a very love-hate relationship with Mahadev. Yeah, so I think there are some pretty interesting questions I want to ask him. He's turning 100 soon. I hope he sticks to the 100. So Mahadev is really someone I want to ask
Bunch of questions.
some bunch of questions. I mean, since we are okay, never mind. I think I'm going to say something that's very disrespectful. But yeah, we'll leave it just at that. We'll leave it at that.
You're gonna ask him some questions. Okay.
Yeah, very, very strong.
Anyone else?
Mahadev and anyone else did. There's so many people about it.
He's like going through the.
Yeah, I'll just leave it at Mahadev.
Alright. Can. Actually, this was interesting. Let me ask another question. I'm curious. What's the strangest thing you've ever Googled?
Oh boy.
Nothing vulgar, please.
No.
Keep it PG,
Keep it
okay, guys.
PG 18.
13 lah,
13.
If you don't want vulgar answer, then what's the intention of the question?
Sorry.
Why can't it be educational? Something that you.
Oh, okay. What was the? Okay, I am
Ambient.
Alright.
I mean, you were out of curiosity, but the answer you got was like, huh?
What was the strangest thing I googled? Yeah, how to open a manhole.
Why would you want to open a man?
How to open a manhole in Hawaii.
Oh, what do you do?
Okay, so
That is strange indeed.
I was in Hawaii in September 2022, October 2022. I was part of a representative, Malaysian representative as part of the Young Southeast Asian Leaders Initiative workshop. So I was in Hawaii and I was working with at the state parliament or whatever it's called, the state legislature lah. As I went to buy lunch and I was crossing back the street, it was a very hot sunny day, and I was practically Santa Claus. I had back here, I had back here, and all that, and I was holding my food on my one hand. As I was crossing the traffic light, I just put my head down to see if I can cross. My spectacles slipped from my face, fell on the road, and it entered into the drain that is under the road.
Are you blind without it?
My power is about 650
That's high.
So I had to. So I at that point in time, the only thing I said was,
Yeah.
So
Thanks for censoring yourself.
that I literally put my foot down. I started sleeping on the road, and I started putting my hand inside, which obviously it's impossible.
And you're kind of like half blind.
Yeah.
You know?
And then there was this white man crossing the road. He was like, "What are you doing, bro?" I was like, "I'm trying to reach over my spec." No, he's saying, "You gotta open the manhole, bro." I was like, "How the hell do I open the manhole?"
That's when you Google
Yeah,
it.
so I had to walk back to the office. I was like, how to open up a manhole. They say you gotta go find a crowbar. I'm like, where the hell am I gonna find a crowbar?
Wait, give me a conclusion. What happened? How?
So what happened was, I had to contact the road drainage service department and I had to email them first. And I was like, hi, I'm a Malaysian from, I embarrassed Malaysia on an international stage. And I said, I lost my spec under the drain, blah, blah, blah. And this lady told me one thing. Okay, all our staff went back home. We will try to see if we can get our specs. And I asked her, is it possible really to get back my spec? Then she told me, all drains lead to the ocean.
So they should get us back. But
Thankfully, I did.
oh, okay.
Thankfully, I did.
We have a happy note. It's ending on a happy note.
Thankfully.
It didn't end in the ocean.
And 2 weeks later, when I came back to Malaysia, I played dodgeball. My friend broke my specs.
Oh, okay. Short-lived, but he got back his spec. That's great. Thank you so much for your stories, guys. It was kind of wild. We went like some roller coaster story.
Actually, really felt like a road.
Yeah, I was like, what? Wait, what? And then there's this story and this classmate and this one. Wait, this student. Oh, Clara, please.
Yeah. But yeah, so like, thank you so much for
Thank
giving
you.
your input on your college life over here. And yeah, so like, please, those that are watching, thank you for watching. And please comment down below what should we be doing next for our next episode. And make sure to follow us at SPMflix, at our Instagram, where else?
Instagram. And you can follow us on TikTok as well. Yeah. We will have some snippets, highlights over there. Anything else you want to add on? Nope.
You have anything
This was a very fulfilling. Anything you want to add? Thank you. How was the experience, guys, today?
It was great.
He tired now. He already let out all his story. Then he like, thinking about
Please
respect.
like, subscribe, and share.
That sounds like real
Not
YouTuber
paid,
like that.
not paid. So everything that we've shared today, the stories that we shared, the things that we shared, the advices that we've given you guys has all been
For real.
Thank you so much, guys.
Bye.
Bye.